I just love to walk through the streets, discover new things, and use what I learned at the university to understand the world around me. Really just wandering around and follow my intuition. This brought me some painful experiences, but without a doubt, it also brought me my nicest ones. This is why, when I arrived at TEDxINCAE Business School, I was a bit surprised. When it came to classes, so many people were extremely worried about their grades, about their ranking in La Curva, and about what the profe said. It seemed that everything would run in a very clear structure that one had to follow if one wanted to succeed here. I thought back to my time at the University of St.Gallen in Switzerland, and what I found was that it was actually quite similar. There, it was grades in certain student associations that built the direct gateway to the industry. Here, it was grades in La Curva. This brought me into a dilemma. Either I had to follow the strict rules of universities in order to receive a top-grade diploma as an entry ticket to make a career for myself, or I kept wandering around and used what I learned at the business school to create my own understanding of how the world works. Today, for me, the choice is very clear. I grew up in Switzerland, close to Zurich. Until I was 22, this was the world I knew. This was the way I would get around. Here we would have 1 or 2 good parties in summer, and this was the street I'm living on. It really was the perfect bubble. When I was 22, I made a study exchange in Asia, and what I encountered was this. For the first time, I was directly confronted with poverty, with inequality, with human suffering. This changed my view from a single perspective to a multi-perspective on global economy. Returning from my exchange, I had some really profound questions to myself, and I found other students who had the same experience. We asked ourselves, how can we live in these perfect bubbles while others suffer? And how can it be that a leading business school like the University of St. Gallen don't teach about this economic reality? Together, we founded the Social Business Club, a student association at the University of St. Gallen. We regarded the Social Business Club as an experience-based peer learning platform, a place where we could discuss our experiences together with others and thereby create new knowledge and wisdom. Our motto was, if you have an intuition, you have to explore it. Forget about grades, forget about career path, follow your own curriculum. So we started meeting with social entrepreneurs. We participated in hackathons to explore the potential of technology. We immersed in communities with very different values, such as artists, in order to learn about different ideals of the human experience. And we engaged in low-income neighborhoods in developing countries, where we, for example, met these folks. This way, we created a very own understanding of global contexts, an understanding of different geographic regions and cultures, an understanding of different social layers, an understanding of different communities. And we realized that every context we will be moving in will be a combination of these 3 categories. That's how our path went on, from sharing interesting stories, to sustainability, to social business, to business in emerging markets, to technology startups in emerging markets. One step followed another, and everything started making sense. So we created a new program for students, a program that combined technology, sustainability, and entrepreneurship in developing countries, meanwhile allowing the students to make their own experience and learn from it. In collaboration with Viva Idea, we sent 15 students from the University of St. Gallen to Jujuy, one of the most remote and poorest regions of Argentina, and a context completely unknown to the students. There, they received a 1-week introduction course to social business in emerging markets. The students were then sent out to experience different industries in the region and work together with social enterprises. And they finally came up with new recommendations for the companies and organizations they worked with one solution now even being implemented. Today, I no longer see the initial dilemma. I became clear that by following my experiences, I would create a career for myself. A career not instead, but exactly through creating a known understanding of the world. My next experience will be to write a master thesis about the neighborhood of La Carpio in Costa Rica in order to understand how business takes place in such extreme contexts. And I think every business school should have a social business club where students have similar experiences. A space where we students can leave our comfort zone and create an own understanding of the world around us together with our peers. Because business school really provide us with all the tools we need to make sense of the world by ourselves. So let's get out of our bubble. Let's think beyond grades. And let's create a new system out of it. A system that benefits society at large. Thank you very much.